Welcome back to Let's Talk Sophie Squad. Today we're talking to Olivia Mobley, a three-time state champion with Breck, Minnesota Miss Hockey winner, NCAA national champion with Ohio State, and former player at QPAC, Ohio State, and the University of Minnesota Duluth. She's now living her dream as a professional hockey player with the Boston Fleet. We're so excited to have her with us today. Thanks for joining us, Olivia.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
It's fantastic. So would you mind kicking us off just telling a little bit about yourself, your background, where'd you grow up, how'd you get into
Absolutely.
hockey?
From here, born and raised Minnesota.
Okay.
Just kind of down the street over in St. Louis Park.
Okay.
And the rink was actually 5 minutes from my house, which is kind of nice. From here, I have two brothers. My older brother is the one that kind of brought me into hockey because he was always playing. We had a rink right behind our house, so we'd lace our skates up in the porch, either crawl down to the rink or walk down there. And we were just always out there. You know, as soon as we get home from school, start playing.
Yep.
There's always older folks playing down there, young kids from the neighborhood. But yeah, I just follow him around, follow his friends around. He probably got sick of me at some point, but
Yeah. He's an older brother, you said?
He is.
Okay.
Like 2 years older, so not a lot too old, but
Yeah.
always following him around, and that's just kind of how I started playing hockey, and the rest is history.
Yeah. What age were you when you started playing formally on a team?
I had to be probably mites, so like 6, 7,
Okay.
whenever mites starts. But
Yeah.
I started playing with the boys, and then
Okay.
went over to Minneapolis to play with the gals.
Yep.
I think I did 1 or 2 years there of U8s or U10s. I remember thinking, because I was bigger than a lot of the gals at the time.
Sure.
Now we're all bigger,
Yeah.
but I would just run into them and hit them on accident. They'd fall over.
Yeah.
And they'd start crying. And I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like, I don't want to play hockey,
Yeah.
hit the gals over. So then I went back to the boys.
Yeah.
Played squirts, peewees. I didn't go to Bantams because that's when they would check.
Okay.
My parents were a little nervous about me going in there with the guys. So, yeah, then I started playing for the high school after that and back to gals.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Awesome. I love it. So lots of experience, obviously playing hockey and growing up, that sort of thing. How'd you hear about Sophie Squad? I know that, you're connected, but how'd you hear about Sophie Squad originally? What does that mean to you?
I first heard about them when they came to one of our games in Duluth.
Okay.
Up in Duluth up there, and it was really cool. Gabby Hughes was there, and she's explained, Sophie Squad and what it meant, what it stood for, and the mission, and it was really cool. And then of course you get, the shirts, and it was cool representing this organization as something that stands for something bigger than myself, the team, the gals, hockey, but it was really cool. We did the game, we had a face-off, and it was cool that everyone kind of bought into it right away.
Yeah.
Just because it is so important. I think everyone understood how important it is, and that's the first time I heard about it. And then, luckily Sophie Squad came out to Boston, and they did a game out there, and same thing. Like, it's a lot of appreciation for this organization and what it stands for, and gals know how important it is, and it's important to stand for something that means so much to so many people and so many athletes. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful to have been a part of it, in 2 different scenarios, 2 different points in my life, and
Yeah.
it's cool too because I'm also kind of mentally in a different spot also where, in Duluth it meant kind of one thing, and then now it just means something else, and being able to have that shift of point of view, and
Yeah.
so it's really cool, and I'm grateful to be a part of it and grateful to be here. And
Yeah, no, we're so happy to have you today. This is amazing. We talk a lot about how mental health is really important, and there's pressures of hockey, right? Just playing a sport at a certain level, and but also, mental health can happen on and off the ice, right? And so, how do we sort of change that stigma and help people understand that hard days are real days, and that's part of being a human. But how do we create a community around us that understands how important mental health is? And, so it's like showing up to those games, right? And like you were saying, your game at UMD where you guys came together as a team and kind of focused on mental health and how important that was. And then I'm certain that you probably look at your teammates and you're like, oh, like we're normalizing this and it's okay. And we all understand that mental health is a really important topic, and it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to say that you're not okay or that you're off for the day. And so coming together as a team and being able to do that's important. So I love that you got that experience, both, in your college days and in your professional world as well. That's cool. So
It was really cool. And like you're saying, that the gals came together as the sense of camaraderie that you get to build a community around. And
Yeah.
we had gals on our team that after like that game especially, we made it a point of kind of always checking in.
yeah,
Just try to check in with someone, which I think gals do a good job for the most part. But especially after that game, it was like, because you don't know what's going on in people's lives. Like you're saying, on or off the ice.
yeah,
And just checking in with the gals, making sure we're good. And to your point, too, normalizing it, because it is normal. It's part of life. It's
Yeah.
part of sports. So the more you talk about it, the more you get it out there and just kind of make it okay to have those conversations. And it's tough because they're hard conversations to have.
yeah,
It's uncomfortable, I think, on either end of it.
yeah.
And, myself, I've been on either end, and it can get weird. But I think that's just part of it, having those conversations over and over again, because then it gets easier. It's like anything.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the easier it gets. And
Yep.
so I think it's amazing what this group is doing and what this community has done and continues to do, and
Yeah.
the support that's growing. And
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. What would you say, when you're reflecting on either yourself or, some teammates, things that you've experienced, what would you say are some kind of early signs of some mental fatigue or some emotional fatigue that kind of comes with playing the sport? How do you pick up on that?
I think we can pick up on gals' vibe. I mean, you spend
Yeah.
all day, every day together. So I think when a gal's off, you can kind of tell that something ain't right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's harder. Sometimes you have no idea, and it's the gal putting on a smile every day, and then she's the one going home and is just kind of bent out of shape or isn't feeling good, and so it's tough to tell. I mean, like anything, but I think just having the conversations of like, hey, how's it going? How you feeling today? And hopefully, gals are honest too. I think that's another
Yeah.
piece that
Yeah.
the people kind of reaching out. It's a 50-50. You can only do so much. Can only reach out so much. Ask so many times until
Yeah.
the other person kind of has to be willing to say, I'm not doing great today. But I think gals, especially as you get older, it's easier to say that, like,
Yeah.
I'm not there today. And then for the other gal, you'd be like, yeah, I hear you, I see you, I'll pick up the slack. Whatever you can't bring, I'll bring the rest and
Yep.
attack tomorrow, and
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting too when as you're saying that, I'm thinking about this and I'm like, it does take the person struggling to say something out loud, and that can be really challenging. And maybe I don't have the answer, right? But maybe the ticket is continuing to create an environment where you're asking these things sort of proactively, or you're like just always checking in, so that there are going to be good days and bad days, and you're used to saying, yeah, today's a good day. Like, I'm at 100% today. And then, there might be days that you're at 60% or 70%, but being able to say that in a more normal environment where it's not just like, hey, I noticed something's off today, are you good? That's hard for people in that moment to be able to say, yeah, I'm fine, right? Or no, I'm not fine, right? It's a lot easier when it's just sort of routine to just always check in and be a friend, right? More than anything. So,
oh, absolutely.
yeah. Do you notice that you've had a lot of experience playing high school, younger than high school, then high school, and now in your pro career, college and pro. Do you notice that is a big impact? Like the culture of the team is really a big impact on the mental health of the athletes as well?
100%. I think we're a product of our environment, to
Yeah.
an extent. And if in an environment that isn't a good fit for you, it may be the perfect fit for someone else, but it's not a good fit for you. I think that is an extremely difficult spot to be in.
Yeah.
And it makes it tricky to talk about, anything, but especially if you're not feeling good and you know that maybe some other gals, they love it. They're feeling great. This is the best place in the whole world. But you're not feeling that way. So it's even more pressure to kind of put on a smile like, no, I'm fine, because...
You think that it's supposed to look that way because other people are feeling that way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
interesting. Yeah.
So I think where you are absolutely depends, whether it's, hockey, any other sport, your job, you need to be in a space that works for you. And
Yeah.
the space that works for you may not work for someone else, and there's
Yeah.
space that may not work for you, and that's totally fine. But I think if you're in that environment for too long where you're just hitting your head against the wall, and then I think you got to get out of that environment, you
Yeah.
know? And sometimes you have that choice, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's deeper than that, and I understand that also. But absolutely, I mean, if you have a good group of gals
Yeah.
where you're close, it's tight, you kind of know each other, and like you're saying, like those conversations are normal. It's just part of the daily routine to
Yeah.
kind of put it out there. Then I think it's much easier to come to your job, to come to the rink every day and bring yourself as you are.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just not that easy. You know, you're not in that spot, and I think
Yeah.
you got to get out of it then and find somewhere else.
Do you think a lot of people go through that? A lot of players go through that where, you know, being on so many different teams and each team sort of has its own culture. Do you think a lot of players find themselves in spots where they're like, oh, I like it. I like hockey. I like my teammates. For whatever reason, like having a hard time fitting into this particular environment?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
it may be on different levels, different extremes.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So some gals, maybe it's just that. It's like, it's not the best spot, but, you know, I like it.
Yeah.
Other gals, it's, man, I love the gals, but, you know, can't stand the coach. Other times it's, love the coach and the staff, but I'm just not clicking with the gals for whatever reason.
Yeah. What do you do in that moment? Like, have you found yourself there before? And
Yeah.
like, what do you do in those moments? How do you talk yourself through it? It's a hard question. I know.
It's
Like,
tough because it's crazy making,
Yeah.
and because you see all the other gals, and you don't know. Like, I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what they're thinking
Sure.
because there also wasn't that inclusive environment. Not inclusive, but that open environment to talk about those feelings.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how anyone else feels. They don't know how I feel probably. But in those moments, because there's always someone you can go to, whether it's one other teammate, a coach, a family member, whoever it is, there's always someone there.
Yeah.
A group, you know, Sophie squad, this community, there's always someone you can go to who gets it,
Yeah.
where you're at, and can meet you there. So luckily, on every team I've been on, I've had gals who I've been able to chat with and talk about that stuff with. I'm super grateful for those friendships, those
Yeah.
relationships, but absolutely, I think it's crazy making at moments, and
Yeah.
just kind of staying grounded and trusting the people close to you. I have a great support system in my family also, so I would call them often, and
Yeah.
it was kind of hockey aside. It was more like you know, this isn't you, it's not your environment, and kind of reassuring me that even if it is a great spot and some gals like it, it's not my spot, and that's cool, it's okay. But I'm also there, so, you know, finding ways to get through it, you know, talking to people, talking to my family, staying busy, doing other activities, you know, going on a lot of walks, stuff like that. So it's tough, but there's always someone somewhere you can go to. So
Yeah.
finding that person, those people, and just trusting in them
Yeah.
that they have your best interest in mind too, and kind of leaning on each other in those moments.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't quote me on this because, you know, it's going on record, but I'm probably wrong about the reference. So growing up, my parents have always taught my brother and I to this concept of look for the helpers. And this is where I'm probably going to be wrong. I think it's a Mr. Rogers thing, not sure. But it's very true, right? That like there are tough moments that present themselves in life in any capacity. But in those moments, if we can really stop and just look for the helper and whatever that looks like, is it a friend that you were saying, or like you were saying, is it a family member? Is it a coach? Maybe it's none of them. Maybe it is just going for a walk in listening to your own heart and really talking yourself through and saying like, you know, yeah, this doesn't feel good, right? And I do need to reach out, or I do need to let somebody know, because there are a lot of people that are willing to help. And I know it sounds cliche. I know people say it all of the time, but it's true, right? And it might be that somebody just needs to reach out to a friend, or even one of our ambassadors, or somebody on our team too at Sophie Squad, to just say, hey, I'm in a little bit of a funk, or I'm in a really tough spot right now and I don't know where to turn. We're here to help. And there's so many people that go through it themselves. And it's been really fun to be able to see how, you know, the community is evolving and understanding mental health a little bit more. And And really, we all have a passion for making sure that we're there to take care of everybody. So I love your advice, and I think it's really profound to be able to think about that. So it's great. What would you say is a mental reset tool that you would use before game? So if you're ever entering a game and you're like, man, I'm tired, I'm just not feeling it today, right? Because that happens. You can't be at your 100% performing, even going into a big game. What's the one thing that you typically find that you do that helps to kind of get you back in the vibe?
I would say, depending on how close to game time or where I'm at, but listening to music, I think is a good
Okay.
reset. Just like you said, kind of finding a good vibe that I want to be on and
Yeah.
kind of getting back in the groove that way. Or like visualizing too, just kind of sitting there. Not so much visualizing the game, but just kind of maybe checking it, more of a checking with my emotions of just sitting there, sitting in it for a little bit, feeling it,
Yeah.
then moving forward.
Yeah.
Because so maybe I can't deal with it in that moment, those emotions, whatever I'm feeling, if I'm down, maybe if I'm too up, can't deal with it for a
Yeah.
long time. So sitting there for a little bit, kind of feel it, accept it, move on.
Yeah.
And then maybe circle back later if I'm still feeling a certain way, but I'm not ignoring it, not trying to be like, oh, push it back down because
Yeah.
I don't work that way. Some gals, that's how they roll, is shove it down, and it's not always a bad thing. I mean, at the end of the day, you have a game, you have a job
Yeah.
to do, but
They compartmentalize it essentially.
exactly,
But okay.
exactly. If that
Yeah.
works, it works. Absolutely, I get that, but I gotta feel it out. And maybe it's having a good warm up, getting
Yeah.
out there, getting some sprints in, some hot laps, just getting back in the groove. Maybe it's water on my face. It kind of just depends how I'm feeling,
Yeah.
but I definitely have to feel it. I have a lot of emotions. I gotta feel it, kind of,
Yep.
whatever that means. If I'm down, getting a cup of Joe, thinking about it, working
Yep.
through it, then moving on. But
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of gals have different processes for that, and whatever works for them. But
Yeah. Just listening to the thing that works for them, right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Cool.
it's different for everyone. Sometimes you can't shake it, and that's where you kind of go lean on a gal and be like, hey, I'm not there today, and your gal can be like, hey, I got you, don't worry.
Yep.
But I think finding something that if you have a lot of emotions, maybe sit in it for a minute, feel it out. If you're better at
Compartmentalizing.
yeah,
Yeah. It's a tough word.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
you said
Yep.
it. And I want to say
Yeah.
it's a good word,
You're
but
good.
yeah, if you're better at that, then do that, and whatever works for you. But that's definitely something that I think as my game has evolved, that's for sure evolved and changed, and I think we'll continue to do so just as I get older and my game changes.
Yeah. Yeah, and we talk a lot about identity as well, being connected to performance, right? That's just a natural human thing, especially for athletes. How do you feel like you balance not like the pressure of wanting to win, but knowing if you don't win, that doesn't mean that you're failing, right? Or that you didn't succeed in that moment. How do you work through that? You personally, yeah.
I'd say at the end of the day, it's hockey. Like, it's just a game.
Okay.
We're playing it to have fun. So
Yeah.
for sure, there are moments that it feels like the heaviest thing. Whether it's you're trying to get ice time because you're not in the lineup, or you had a huge loss, it can feel extremely heavy. Because like you're saying, you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes you have a lot riding on it too, right?
for sure.
Like you've worked to this moment and you want to perform, there's always a winner and always a loser in every game, right? But what does that loser really mean, right? They're still won at something depending on their perspective. So
absolutely. And every, loss is just an opportunity to learn something,
Yeah.
or so that's another thing too. It's like, okay, well, that didn't work. Why? And kind of not taking the emotion out of it, but
Yeah.
being a student of the game rather than, oh, that guy sucked, that this sucks. It's, okay, we lost. Why? Let's figure out what's going on. Even then individually too, it's, okay, I'm not playing as much. Why? That play didn't work when I did this. Why? So although, yes, it's, like I said, an emotional person, at some level, though, I think it is okay to kind of separate the two. You're not being a robot, but just separate the two and kind of take some of the emotion out and just look at it with a curious mind
yeah.
and kind of relieve that pressure off of you, because we're not perfect. We're not going to make the play every time. We're not going to win all the games. So
Yeah.
just kind of taking that off and understanding like, okay, what happened on that play, what happened in that game, and then kind of approaching it that way. So I approach it both ways. Sometimes I do get really upset and frustrated and
Yeah.
throw stuff and get pissed, but other times it's, well, why didn't we win? Something happened. Let's figure it out, problem solve, attack tomorrow, you know?
Yeah. Seems like you've got a really good perspective on, we call it like the ambiguous unknown, or the ambiguous state of, like, I guess I could say this otherwise. You didn't win a game, right? And winning was really important to you, and you expected to win. There's a lot of pressure on it. But the way that you self-talk through that afterwards, when you're like, hey, it's a game and there is a lesson in here, and like, I should be able to work through this a little bit. Seems like you have a really good grasp on that. Tell me a little bit about how you got there, or what it took to really have that mindset, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I think just kind of playing on a lot of different teams.
Okay.
I've had the opportunity to play in a lot of different roles. And kind of growing up, hockey was easy in the sense that I was rolling all the time. I was playing a lot. I'm with my gals. We won a lot, very successful. It's easy.
Yep.
Like, winning's easy because everyone's happy and it's good. And then I kind of say, like, I think college is the best and worst thing to happen in my career, just in the sense that I was in a lot of different roles that I'd never been in before. So going through that, obviously for the first time, handling those different emotions, it was a lot to take on. And then some days you kind of lost that battle and you just kind of fall in that place. But, like I said, I've had a lot of different roles in my career. So being in the spot where I'm not playing, where I'm up in the stands, it's okay.
Yeah.
This is happening. And instead of being like, oh, I suck, I'm horrible, because that's not true. I'm in this position for a reason.
Yep.
I got here for a reason. So why? Why am I not on the ice right now? And, approaching it that way, because at the end of the day, no one cares. It's a professional sport. You got to figure it out at some point of, what's the answer here? What's going on? And then, of course, there's obviously people to help you, support you, and coaches, they helped me through all that, and did like skill sessions with me, and my parents were there, friends were there. So a lot of people care, but it's also, you got to make a choice of, am I going to be pissed, not happy about this, pout,
Right.
or am I going to be curious, learn, be a great teammate to the gals? If I'm not getting a lot of minutes, I'm going to support them. So with every new role I've taken on, I've tried to kind of embrace it fully, because that's where I'm at. It is, that's the position I'm in. So let's figure it out. Also, too, being in all these roles, I now have a new perspective that if some gals at the end of the bench not playing a lot of minutes, and I can see that she's kind of down. It's like, dude, I get it.
Yeah.
You can go down there and be like, hey, it sucks right now. Feel good when you put your head on your pillow at the end of the day. That's what I always think of. So
Yep.
if I'm not playing a whole lot, I'm not going to sit and pout, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to feel good about that. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
It sucks not playing, but it's also, I can be a great teammate in those moments. So
Yeah.
all that said, though, it was really clunky going through it first. Like, the first time not playing, it was clunky and it was not pretty. But then the next time it happened, a little more prepared. I had a little more knowledge, more skills, more tools in the toolbox. And now it's just trying to be there for other gals in those spots. Then also, too, kind of learning, because first year pro, there's going to be more roles that are new to me, and just trying to absorb as much as I can from the gals who have been in those roles. Talk to them, be like, hey, this is what's going on, this is how I'm feeling, because odds are they've been in that role too. Because everyone, especially pro sports, the roles shift, because everyone is the best going into this.
Yep.
They're the best in college and the best, so at some point, odds are you're not going to be the best on the team. So the role's going to shift. So
Right.
yeah, finding what works for you. And
Yeah.
but it's hard. It was clunky at first. It's going to keep being clunky, and it's just kind of chipping away at it. I mean, I'm not going to nail it. I know that. It's going to be mistakes, and it just happens.
Yeah, I mean, you said something earlier too, like being a student of the game, right? I think that will stick with me. That's huge. The way that you said that you're constantly learning and looking at your mentors and your coaches and teammates and whoever you consider a mentor, right, on and off the ice, and trying to figure out how to just be not even 1% better, but just continue to learn and continue to find yourself in this role and feel settled in. So it's never-ending learning, isn't it? Like,
Yes.
I'm certain you probably never get to a spot where you're like, oh, here I am. This is great. I don't have anything else I need to learn or grow or do. Like, you got to be comfortable with the uncomfortable and constantly learning and growing. And I guess once we get comfortable with that part, then it gets a little easier, right? Because
Absolutely.
it's always learning.
I think,
So-
too, another helpful thing with that, of having this learning mindset, is doing things that make you uncomfortable in other areas of life.
Yeah.
So
That's
trying a
good,
new
yeah.
sport, going to a different class, learning something like a new language, cooking something, like putting yourself in a spot where there's no pressure on you. You're not going to be good at, your soccer class, your soccer practice you went to because you're not a soccer player. You're a hockey player. Like,
Yeah.
going to different things
Yeah.
that are still fun and competitive, but you can take all the pressure off of you, and kind of being a student of the game in other games.
Yep.
Is something that I've done. So I love mountain biking. And so it's being super curious, and it's super fun because
Yep.
every time I go, I get to learn something, how to go faster, how to do this move. And then I kind of take that mindset, 'cause it's the same, take the mindset into hockey of, okay, this didn't work. Why didn't it work? Let's try this.
Yep.
So it's just kind of cool, I think, doing different things so that you can practice just the mindset,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Growing, like you said, the growth mindset, that learner's mindset, and continuing to put yourself in positions where you exercise that muscle. So it's not just the skill set of hockey or soccer or whatever you're playing, right? But it's really, how do you get comfortable growing and how are you exercising that? That's brilliant. Yeah, great idea. I love it. I'm actually going to take that away when I'm done with this today and be like, okay, what's one new thing that I want to learn that I'm super uncomfortable with? And that can be a really scary thing, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm guaranteeing that I'm going to be like, okay, yep, that sounds great, but I don't know that I want to do that. And in
Oh, yeah.
reality, like, it's the choice I make, right? And the only person that's going to benefit is myself. But as I continue to grow, I will be, I'll just get more comfortable being uncomfortable, and like you were saying, right? So, great advice. Yeah,
thanks.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you picked up mountain biking, right, as well? Any other sports or activities or hobbies that you have outside of hockey beyond that?
I love running.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's
Okay.
not the most fun, but I love it. I think it's meditative for my brain.
Sure.
Because I can just think about anything and everything.
Yeah.
Plus, I love music, so I just like kind of jamming out, and then that way I'm active, I'm outside.
Yep.
I love doing that. I've started getting into the high rocks races,
Okay.
so I love doing those because it's a different kind of training than hockey.
Yeah. Tell me more about this. I'm not familiar with it.
It's like CrossFit kind of, but it's a super long race.
Okay.
There's like a lot of running. There's strength movements between them.
Interesting.
But it's really good cross training because it's still weights, still working those muscles, but it's different. Again, the pressure thing. I get to go and compete against myself and do the best I can. At the end of the day, that's what I got. And
Yeah.
no one expects me to be great. I don't expect myself to be great, but it's just fun to do something different and staying active. Plus, there's a huge community with it now, and it's growing. So
Cool.
it's cool to meet new people.
Yeah.
Love doing that. I love fishing.
Okay.
I'm not a great fisherwoman. I don't catch
Are
a
you
lot
like
of
fishing
fish.
on a boat? Are you fishing on a
Oh,
dock?
heck yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Any fly fishing at all? Have you ever tried this?
I haven't.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm equipped.
You'll be just fine.
the skills.
It's like a different technique for sure. But you're talking about meditative, like, yeah, being in a shallow river somewhere by yourself. Yeah, just fly fishing. And
You fly fish?
I mean, no, I'm saying this like I do. So I have fly fished before.
Okay.
It is not, no, it's not a thing. But my husband and I were
Okay.
actually just talking about this the other day, and he's like, let's go fishing at some point. So
There you
I was
go.
like, yeah, I think we need to get back into this. So fly fishing will be on the list as well. It's just different, right? Like, getting out and fishing is great. Being in a boat and being outside and all of that. But there's something very meditative about the fly fishing piece of it. So
Cool. I'll have to try
yeah,
it.
yeah, it's super cool. So I don't know if there's any rivers or anything around here that are shallow. I know North Shore is perfect for that. That's where I've been, but
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Oh,
And
up
then-
north.
Yeah, up north
Oh,
is
cool.
where
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
done it before because it's just absolutely beautiful up there. But
it's gorgeous.
I'm certain that there's probably areas around Twin Cities here you could do it too.
I would say the Mississippi, but I don't think it's a
Yeah.
very clean river to be.
Yeah, I wouldn't probably be
You
eating
walking
fish out
in
there. I don't know.
Wear some
Maybe.
pants and shoes, maybe.
Maybe.
Be going
Yeah,
in
some
there.
waders. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. No, but you think about like even fishing and taking up those different techniques. Like it's not a physical thing necessarily, but thinking about meditation or like doing something different that exercises a different part of your brain and in your mind and your body is a really important piece to just making sure that you're well-rounded and then
Absolutely.
you've got the energy and the time to be able to spend focusing on hockey because I'm certain when you get to the professional level, like you've had to put a lot of hours in on the ice and probably off the ice training, with strength and conditioning and everything. And so you think about there's only so many hours in a day and you're putting in all of that time to get to that level. But how are you, spending time outside of that exercising your brain, your mental state, and maybe, eating enough and the right types of things, drinking enough water, like doing all of that so that you can perform at your best as well. So
Oh, absolutely.
yeah. Do you feel like you've got a pretty good system for that or have you had to work at it or?
It's for sure work. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all trial and error, figuring out kind of the best thing that works for me. But no, it's I don't know. It kind of like I shake it up.
Yeah.
We were saying earlier, like the pregame meal and stuff. It's like
Yep.
I just kind of shake it up. Whatever feels good in the moment, it's what I do. I really try to like be here now because I don't know how I'm gonna feel in 2 hours or tomorrow or in a week, in a month. So
Yeah.
whatever I'm feeling now, it's what I'm gonna do. But it's for sure, it's a process of, I don't know, finding something that works. But in terms of balance, I think as I've gotten older, I've found a good balance. Just whether it's hanging with my family, hanging with friends, doing stuff on my own, because it's really important to feel good in your mind.
Yeah.
It's extremely important, especially just having been in spots in my career where I didn't.
Yeah.
That's not a good feeling. And I'm sure other gals can relate that it's not fun feeling not good, and
Yeah.
so I think at the end of the day, you got to put your own air mask on first. That's what they say in airplanes, they tell us straight up. So
And it's a very real thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you do have to think about what you need in order to take care of others as well. And you do have to take care of yourself. And it's okay to be, if you call it selfish in that moment, right? Because at the end of the
Right.
day, if we're all thinking about what we need in helping support that piece of it, then we're better for each other as well. So
absolutely, you can't help your gal out if you're at 72%.
yeah.
You're still filling up your cup. So exactly, you got to get right so that you can help the gals around you and, vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. Really good advice. Appreciate it. You've got some good experience, and I just appreciate you being here today and being able to, share your insight. And I know you've worked hard to get here and still working, right? It's a
Yes.
never-ending effort, but it means a lot that you're here today and sharing your story.
Oh,
So-
absolutely. I appreciate you having me here.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I've got a couple rapid fire questions, if you don't mind, as we
Right
wrap
on.
up here, because I want to learn more about you. Okay, so the deal is no overthinking any of this. You got to just whatever
I'll
comes to mind,
underthink.
okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Yes, please underthink. Okay, so home game or away game?
Oddly enough, I love our fans, though. I'm going to go home.
Okay.
I love the fans. But away games are fun because when you're scoring and the barn goes silent,
Yep.
so satisfying.
Yeah.
But home games are awesome because
That's the competitor in you.
oh
You're
yeah,
like, I love that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you're like woo, like the only person cheering, so
Yep.
it's like it's weird. It's awesome.
That's great.
The Fleet fans are great, so I got to go home.
Yep. Good. Okay. Loud crowd, or do you like that silent focus?
Loud because it's awesome.
Okay.
And then it's cool
Yeah,
being in
kinda
that
like you were
environment.
saying. Yeah. Okay. Your pregame vibe, do you like hype up or do you like the calm, hyper focus?
Calm.
Calm?
Yes.
Okay.
Not hyper focused. Just chill. Like chill.
Yeah.
Like chilling out, getting ready for a game, gonna play some hockey with the gals.
Okay. Loosen up a little bit
Yeah.
and just go out and do your thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Very chill.
All right. What is your best post-game meal?
Like,
Win
if I
or
could pick,
lose, win or lose, what do you treat yourself to?
well, I just whatever's there is what I eat. But if I
Okay.
could pick,
Yes.
I'd probably go like a cheeseburger,
Okay.
some fries, and maybe a beer.
Okay. There you
That
go.
would be phenomenal.
There you go.
Oh,
On your cheeseburger, are you doing ketchup, mustard? What are we doing?
just the cheese. I'll put some ketchup on the side, but I'm not a ketchup on the burger gal.
Okay. You're a dip.
I'm a dip.
Dip the burger.
I'm a dipper, but not my fries.
Oh.
No ketchup on the fries. No.
Interesting.
I don't know why. I don't know where that came from.
Okay. All right.
It's weird.
Not even ranch on the fries, and you're from Minnesota. What?
I'm out on ranch, unless it's carrots.
Okay.
I'm out on ranch though.
Okay. That
is
is not a thing you picked up from Minnesota.
No, it's just
Okay.
funny because like the World Cup going on right now.
Yeah.
That's because I don't think they have ranch in
No.
Europe.
Yeah.
It's like that's what all the
They put
things,
mayo on everything.
Yeah, it's weird. It's even weirder.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, they're all hyping up ranch. I just can't get on board.
Okay.
Never been on board.
There you go. What would you say, last question, what would you say is one word that defines mental toughness, if you could think of that? Maybe not one word, but just like a short phrase of what does mental toughness mean to you?
Mental toughness. It's mental toughness. It's like it's everything. It's everything. It makes you in the sense of mentally tough doesn't mean you're tough as nails. It means that you're willing to go to that uncomfortable spot for you, for your gals. I think it's everything. It's who you are, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's resilience, right? And it's
Absolutely.
willing to lean in and one thing that, I've loved about this conversation today is it seems like you're so good at listening to what's important to you and honoring that piece of it and just making sure that, at the end of the day, you know where you stand in things and you believe in that too and you're able to say it. And so, when I think about mental toughness as well, it's that, right? It doesn't mean being physically tough or that you're on your game 100% of the time, but it's checking in with yourself and knowing where you're at and being honest with yourself, right?
I think that's huge, being honest with yourself. Because I think too, like we've been saying, like some guys that I think you put up a front that it's okay, that you're okay. And it like to say you're not okay doesn't mean you're broken. No, you're not broken, nothing's wrong, but let's figure it out. But I think that's a huge piece of what you just said. You got to be honest with yourself of what's going on. 'Cause nothing's going to change if you don't kind of face that first.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for all of your time today. Thanks for being here, sharing your story. It's really, really powerful. And we love that you're a part of this. So
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me.
yeah, it's great.
Absolutely.
All right.
Cool.
Beautiful.
All these